Code is literally on the screen. Everyone is allowed to join up. I'm gonna start it. Theme is best trip, guys. Theme is literally best trip. I'm gonna make a hole at your wifey. They over so green and they like me. Everyone is allowed to join up, guys. Much love. They over so green, then they like me. I'll envy you. Invite you.
offer. We have a very whole lot to offer. So we know that our time with you is very limited. So we've taken this 1 hour to just give you a brief overview of our portfolio. But this is only our digital industries portfolio. Siemens has also got smart meters, we've got microgrids, we've got energy solutions, we've got oil and gas. If you're interested in oil and gas, we actually have a representative here, Ronald. She's from our oil and gas division. So if you're interested, I'll come to speak to her afterwards. But the rest of the team, we're all part of digital industries, and we're going to be taking you through our portfolio. So it's going to be quick. Just a portfolio overview. If you need to know more than what they are saying here, the buses are available outside. Products are there after the session. You're welcome to come and touch and feel and play with the equipment in the buses. We'll also have some refreshments and some eats for you after the session. So please pop in at the buses afterwards. And enjoy the quick 1 hour session. Thank you. Okay.
So guys, my name is Kiran Pata. I'm one of the advanced controllers specialists when we talk about PLCs and HMIs. So today we're just going to give you a bit of an overview. I'm going to give you a bit of an overview on our factory automation, which comprises of the HMIs, SCADA, PLC, and IOs. So within Siemens, we operate under 2 companies, operating companies and strategic companies. Siemens is a global company, deals with mobility. We even work with the rail kind of operations. Siemens renewable energy on the wind farms, as well as our healthcare, where we supply obviously machines into the healthcare industry. But the main focus area, which is our day-to-day business, is operating companies, and here we have gas power, smart infrastructure, which is our switchgear, we call our control products, and our digital industries, where I fall in. Inside digital industries, we have 5 business units. The first one called software. Here we, if you guys are familiar with Solid Edge and NX CAD, this is the company Estec that we acquired to actually look after this type of software. So basically the production engineering and design phase when it comes to machine building and plant building, basically. Then factory automation, this is where I belong to, but I'll give you more a bit of a detail a little later. And the other one is called motion control. These guys look after the VSDs and motors. So induction motors, normal servo drives. We don't do stepper motors, that's old technology. So it's basically servo motors, servo drives, and normal induction motors and drives. And in process automation, here you'll find our DCS controllers and systems, as well as process instrumentation. So like flow meters and mag flows and these kinds of things. And in customer service, based in Asando in Boksburg, this is our service center that does drive repairs, and also some after service when it comes to technicians and so on. Factory automation is separated into 2 kind of units. Digital enterprise, here we focus on digitalization 4.0, where the industry is headed, and then totally integrated automation, the TIA platform, which is our engineering software that we use to actually program our PLCs, HMIs, and IOs. So I'm not going to touch a lot about digitalization, but I have a quick video that will actually summarize the complete offer from Siemens.
Digitalization is changing everything. Enterprises need to react and become digital enterprises. Siemens offers digital enterprise solutions. The fully integrated and scalable portfolio for the manufacturing industry makes companies of all sizes competitive for the future of industry. The portfolio covers all levels in production, from planning to the field level. From distributed I/O to recording and controlling production data, to the scalable end-to-end SIMATIC controllers portfolio and the optimal cost-effective control of any automation solution. The SIMATIC human-machine interface portfolio enables efficient operator control and monitoring of machines and plants. In the machine level area with SIMATIC HMI operating devices. At the control level with rugged SIMATIC industrial PCs and SCADA systems. And truly unique, the engineering of all automation components takes place in a common engineering framework. The Totally Integrated Automation Portal, or TIA Portal for short. The TIA Portal engineers all machine and process workflows, offers standardized diagnostics, and provides efficient engineering and ease of maintenance. Virtual commissioning with a digital twin of machines and plants provides for the safe testing of the programming and control of the model. What's special about this portfolio has to do with integration. With totally integrated automation, Siemens offers unique benefits.
Now with the Profinet you have a really big benefit that you have feedback from your drive to your controller.
Integrated safety functionalities ensure the protection of personnel, machine, and the environment. With the holistic industrial security concept, companies can ensure their productivity over the long term. Plant operators benefit from consistent end-to-end data management through SIMATIC Industrial IoT and MindSphere, the Siemens Cloud for Industry, to monitor the performance of machines distributed worldwide. The products and integrated solutions for the manufacturing industry are an essential part of the holistic digital enterprise portfolio. Siemens is your partner for digitalization on the way to Industry 4.0.
Siemens kind of makes me the hero in front of my customer with this software.
So you've seen the short value chain there. That's basically what Siemens offers within our business. So from production, design, engineering, all the way down to customer services. And we have software and hardware to take care of any part of these phases. So within a normal, in our digital industries or normal automation plant, we can basically look at these kind of 5 levels right here. And we start with the field level, basically your field devices that you'll find on the plant floor, power supply and distribution, like transformers and so on, industrial identification, locating. We also do RFIDs, distributed I/O, which is our remote stations. Has anybody commissioned a program Siemens PLCs here? No. Okay. And then our drive system, which is our VSDs, and obviously our industrial controls like your soft starters and your direct online systems. Then we go to the control level, basically our PLCs, as well as our human machine interfaces, which is our HMIs, the industrial PCs that we offer into the market, industrial communication, which we call our SCALANs, our Profinet and the Profibus networks, motion control, where we have high-level motion control drive controllers, and also we do some CNC business where we have a 6D interpolation high-level drive control as well. When we go into operations, we have our SCADA system called BeanCC, and obviously this is all falls under the TI portal, which is the main software, as well as energy management, which is also a big driving topic in the industry today, and as well as industrial edge, which falls under digitalization. So IoT, cloud computing, edge computing, we have a complete portfolio for those types of technologies. Our MES system, and obviously when you want to link this up to our cloud system is called the MindSphere platform. So basically our department is split into two, controllers and visualization. On the controller side, we offer 3 types of controllers. Our logo, which is a very basic PLC out there, meant for really small applications that's required. S7-1200, we call it our micro-automated PLC for small to medium-sized applications that actually need a PLC. And then when you take it to a more high performance and more I/O required on the in the field, then we look at something called our S7-59, which is our advanced controller that we use in the mining industry, in paper machines, mainly all the big type of plant setups. Distributed I/O, which is our remote stations. We offer this in different variants depending on the IP rating you require, as well as the environment and conditions. So ET200MP and SP is just our kind of a name for our remote I/O, depending on size and number of I/O required. We normally spec this for you depending on your application. And we obviously offer different types of power supplies, some UPS on the 24-volt side, and like selectivities where you can actually have distributed power supply within your plant. On the visualization side, our main SCADA system called WinCC version 7.5 also as a standalone, and when you want to integrate it within our TI portal as well, we have TIA WinCC Professional version 16 also available. So this is basically our SCADA system that we offer. And then when you come to HMIs, we offer HMIs for different type of application depending on IP rating and conditions as well. Basic panels for cost-effective solutions, comfort panels, mobile panels, which is big in the automotive industries, key panels and PC-based HMIs, where you have a complete HMI and IPC built into one kind of device. We also offer industrial PCs, rack box and panel, and also industrial flat panels and thin clients. Also depending on the type of application you require, you give us normally the specs and we actually spec this for you. So we use something called TI selection tool. It's a free tool you can download, you can Google it. And this basically helps us spec our PLC depending on your application. So you put in the number of drives maybe you have in the system, or the number of IOs required, and this actually spits out the right PLC to do the job. So it's all dependent on what you have in the field and your application. And obviously, the complete basket of products fall within the TI portal, which is our engineering program. TI portal is a licensed software, so we offer this in basic and professional. The basic covers only the 1200, whereas the professional covers the 1500 and a lot of the HMIs as well. On the drive side, there's no special license needed. It's a free software. So you will have a license needed for the HMIs as well as the controllers. When you get TI portal, you have a 21-day trial version that you can work with, so you can play around with that. So as I mentioned, within the controllers, we separate this into 3 basic, distributed, and actually, sorry, this one there, and advanced controllers. Yeah, that's fine. So the basic controller, as I mentioned, 1200 for small to mid-sized applications. Distributed control, which I'll go more in a bit later, but this is basically our remote I/O station where we interchange the interface module with a PLC. So we actually put a PLC within the remote I/O station because sometimes you want to upgrade a plant and the main PLC utilization is almost shooting close to 100%, and you want to actually reduce the load on the PLC. So you take in another PLC within a remote I/O station. So we have that as well. Another thing we have is a software controller. So this is normally for OEMs, the guys are building machines, small to mid-sized machines, where you want a software controller, a PLC, virtual PLC kind of integration within your machine, and this is done through our IPC. So you have a software controller that you can actually have. To go more into S7-1200, as I mentioned, small to mid-sized application is a standalone PLC, and we also offer it in variants, 1211 right to 1217, depending on the size of your application and the amount of I/O you needed, and obviously your field devices. This will determine the right PLC. So what we do in the TI selection tool, this actually helps us determine which 1200 to actually go for. So you don't need to actually go and buy all these kinds of connected resources and your good performance. We have the tool there to provide you with that information. So the CPU obviously has a lot of interchangeable, we call this a modular system, because you can stack on communication modules like RS485s and Profibus on the left hand side, as well as power modules and a switch, managed or unmanaged switch. And on the right hand side, we put in our IOs, our signal modules, as well as technology modules. So we offer technology modules for encoders, for stepper motors, and these types of things. And then obviously a single board that fits on the front here that offers additional some I/O within the PLC. So you can have one PLC that offers actually some extra I/O. The difference here with the 1500 is a single PLC, so you have to stack your IOs on the back plane of the 1500. The 1200 is the only PLC that we offer the onboard I/O for you. The biggest features with this PLC is that we have integrated Profinet, something which is great for web server diagnostics. So in the plant, if you don't have the TI software and there's a breakdown and the PLC goes into a fault mode and the diagnostic buffer is flashing, then you can actually go in with your LAN cable, connect directly to a PLC with any PC, go into your Internet Explorer or Firefox, type in the IP address of the PLC, and you'll be able to have a complete web server access into that. Technology integration is also great if you use a kind of like a Siemens VSD or soft starter. You have something called the Profit Drive Telegram structure that runs seamlessly. That means there's no programming of any alarms when you use these devices. The Profit Drive actually takes care of that by setting the telegram, so there is no programming on the diagnostics for these types of devices. If you had to use another type of drive with a GSD file, then you will obviously have to program this. And then integrated trace functionality is available on all our PLCs. Basically, trace functionality when you want to monitor some diagnostics or look at some trends within the plant. And obviously, all this work within the TI portal. On the S7-1500, we have many CPUs for different types of applications. We have a compact CPU, which I'll tell you about a little later, but there's two types there. This comes with some onboard I/O that you cannot remove from the PLC. Our standard CPUs that we offer day-to-day business, basically from 1511 right to 1518 with a high performance, and this is all dependent on your number of connections and your basically your I/O and your field devices. This will determine the size of PLC we go for. And then we have technology CPUs for motion control. So if you're going to do some master-slave configuration, gearing between two motors, servo motors, induction motors, then we have specific CPUs to handle this type of motion controls. And then MFP, which I'll touch on a little later, is just our multi-platform PLC that you can do C and C++ programming. So this is what the 1511C and 12C, the compact CPUs look like. You have onboard I/O available. I think the 1511 comes with your basic analog inputs and outputs, and then you get the 1512C that comes with the PTO, pulse train output, if you want to have a kind of pulse train input servo drive or a stepper motor in the field, then you have this option available. So this I/O cannot be removed from the PLC, it's basically one unit. As I mentioned, for guys, coding has become a big topic when it comes to the automation field. So we developed a PLC that handles C and C++ programming, which is also integrated back into our Step 7 TIA portal. So this is an option also available. When you want a multi-platform function on a Windows base, then we have the IPC offers the C and C++ programming available for this type of application as well. And new two CPUs we have is the H and R 1500. So redundancy is also a big topic, especially when it comes to critical application where downtime is a problem. So we developed two CPUs, one that runs over Profinet bandwidth and one over fiber optic. And basically the difference is here, it depends on the downtime of your plant and the critical time that's required. The R actually uses the bandwidth of the Profinet, so the master and slave PLC is synced via Profinet, which also uses a lot of bandwidth. And hence the 200 to 500 millisecond switch over time. If you have a more critical application, which is like massive in the automotive industry, and downtime is a major issue, less than 100 millisecond switch over via fiber optic between the CPU. So we have that two options available. The technology CPU, as I mentioned earlier, we have a full-on technology CPU that handles a lot of robotics, master-slave gearing in the application. This is big in food and beverage plants, some mining as well as automotive. So we offer a specified CPU to handle this type of application. It has everything of a 1500, but additional motion control functionality with it. Artificial intelligence is a big topic within Siemens. And we with Intel developed a Movidus chip that sits in our technology module, which is the module that sits on the side of the PLC. Basically, a neural network runs through this I/O module that actually can interface in your plant via our a microphone or via a camera. So with artificial intelligence, you will have full visualization interface on your line, so you can monitor conveyors visually, or something like a paper machine with a microphone with frequency. what happens is the neural network will learn the complete motion of like a paper plant and and specify there's a certain frequency that runs within the plant, and if there's any anomalies on the frequency, it will pull up onto the PLC as there is an issue, maybe the bearing is going to fail or something like that. So artificial intelligence is going to replace a lot of safety functionality in the future, and we have this module already available. Robotics is also big on the AI, especially in the automotive field, and it will be going into other industries as well. As I mentioned, visualization. You have a camera monitoring a conveyor, maybe a box falls over another box. A sensor cannot pick up this box, the camera will actually detect this and give you an anomaly on the line. So stuff like that. So there's many applications you can actually look at once you start using the AI module. As I mentioned, we have a distributed controller. This is used obviously for compact installation as well as when you want to upgrade plants. Also a cost-effective solution. We offer this in the 1510 and a 1512 standard as well as a fail-safe version. So all of the previous PLCs, we also offer a fail-safe version, which means you can do integrated safety from your top controller right down to your I/O level. So we offer fail-safe I/O cards as well as fail-safe I/O devices. So you have a complete integrated safety from top to bottom. This is basically what the I/O and the CPU looks like. It's a very compact system, and the biggest benefit is obviously the compact design and upgrade. It has all the functionality of a standard 1500 and offered only with 2 sizes. Basically. What's also nice is that with the bus adapters, you can extend range. The standard bus connector is up to 100 meters. When you want to go into glass and fiber, then you can push up to 300 meters and 2 kilometers using that Profinet fiber. So just to sum up, the Simatic controller, that's the family name of all of our controllers, Simatic SM1500 or Simatic SM1200. And we talk about efficient engineering, one engineering system. We have one software for almost 99% of our products to program and to commission, basically, from top to bottom. So you don't need to work with too many programs or the VSD or the Simmer code, whatever you use it, you have one software. Scalable controller, depending on the type of application you have, we will never overspec something for you. You give us your requirements as best as you can. Your I/O content will give you the best suit at the PLC to fit your application. Security is also a big, obviously, feature on our PLCs. So that is obviously a standard that comes on our PLCs. And I mentioned technology integrated when you use Siemens I/O devices with a Siemens I-level controller, then you have automatic diagnostics basically done for you. So currently we're on TI Portal version 16 that was released a few months ago. But since TI Portal version 15, we had a lot of new software that came into the market, because software also plays a big part when it comes to hardware. We have things like PSSM Advanced, where we falls under additional workflow within TI Portal, how we get through our complete engineering. PSSM Advanced, where you can actually simulate a virtual controller. Before you purchase a controller from us, you can actually do your complete top to bottom simulation of your maybe drive or kind of robot, kinematic or something like that. So you can have this before while you're even waiting for it to stop your drive. So we have PSSM Advanced, which is the licensed software that runs on TI Portal. And other extra features, especially openness, OPC UA is also a big talk. That's available on a 1500. I think also now Matthew on the 1200 as well. We have OPC UA.
What about it?
I think it's now on the 1200 as well. Yeah, so we have additional, the latest form. Yeah. Multi-user engineering, you can have more than one user operating on the same project at the same time. So that is also kind of license that we offer. And then Civac is also another feature where you can generate code and faceplates for your HMI automatically using certain icons and these kinds of things. WinCC, Simatic Energy Suite is also, as I mentioned, power efficiency is a big topic. You can actually, on TI Portal, using Simatic Energy Suite, pull out the total consumption of all your I/O devices and devices in your field into your project. So you can actually display that onto your HMI automatically without any programming. And then WinCC WebUX, where you want to visualize a process in your plant, you can do this via a mobile or iPad just by tapping into a kind of a web server into your WinCC scaler or your HMIs. Pro Die is also nice if there's a motor that breaks down into a plant and you want to see what happens. There's an interlock function that pops up onto your HMI that actually shows you in the type of this part of your code, this is where the blockage is happening, and it will actually pop up for you automatically. So that's also a nice feature that's available for HMIs. And that's it for me. Any questions?
Thank you.
So any more questions will be asked by myself and Matthew from the Fracture Automation department, so we will assist you further. Thank you.
I don't think there'll be many questions because there's a lot of info, you know.
Look, this is just an overview. We still have a lot of stuff in the background, like the island.
I think from our side, it's specifically more relevant to our motors, to our pumps, and we install. We actually do manufacture buildings now, where you know get information about depth, about positioning, things like that. And also, like you said, more not autonomous but more remote capabilities. Also helps with the safety, etc. So the guys don't contact really with the machinery, but they know exactly what's going on. So I think there's good info. I think probably maybe a good way to incorporate some of what we do. Tell me user friendliness from terms of a guy that needs to program something. Must he know programming language?
Most commonly are automation programming languages. I don't know if you guys are familiar with that, but most commonly ladder.
Probably the electrical guy.
Ladder functional diagrams. SCL is very C based. It's quite popular as well, but you wouldn't need to know programming.
If you're familiar with ladder function blocks and basic ladder logic, then it's basically how you use our interface. Just with a learning curve at the start. But once you get into it, I mean, we have always P written for you. If you have an HMI PLC down to a pump, we have a complete project written for you, so you can take that and change some settings, parameters, and go.
There's also a super library concept inside the portal. So, for instance, if you need a specific block that does something quite common, like a Freddo fan or something like that, you might find as a block in the library area, you just make use of it, you don't have to program it to say parameterize it, and run as like it should.
And then, obviously the big plants, you normally want to phase this, you want to go with the single system or whatever the case may be. But then in terms of compatibility with others, it's totally non-compatible. You either do a Siemens or whatever else, or ABB.
You can integrate any systems together, usually, so they use communication methods, but usually.
Between, for instance, any type of starter, can you connect to your normal Siemens PLC?
The field devices are much easier. It's more on the top of the PLC. But there's key solutions already that we write stuff for visitors and logs and stuff. So just let us know and we can tell you the steps to do. But you can use any third-party device on the free there's a little bit more engineering because you use their software to program it.
It involves things like going to their website to find what we call a GSM file, which is a geostation description, which you can put into our software and program. That's how we usually do something like that job. But it is, like it says, extra difference.
Because you have some instances where it's already feeding the devices.
You need to do upgrade
drives, it is on an upgrade PLC.
Yes. Because they use the phrase approach. But you want to lose functionality with this one. Okay, now let's thank you.
Cool.
Okay, good morning everyone. My name is Mjusera Ndlovu and I'm from the Process Automation Department. So I'll cover the PCS7, which is our DCS solution. And together in my department we have process instrumentation and CI. But the process instrumentation guys, they have a bus just outside. If you have any information you need from them, so you can just go to them. So PCS7, as you see, we sit there at the operator level, control level, and also in the field level. And Siemens DCS, they offer like a comprehensive portfolio for our DCS solution or application. So with our department sit there in the blue area, and we also have Commerce and CMIT. Commerce being our plant design tool, and CMIT for plant optimization and training. So it's more of your simulation tool. So if we move across, who are our customers? So Siemens PCS7 is characterized by successful long-term usage in the sectors, in the industry sector. So like chemicals, your oil and gas, or pharmaceuticals. Just to name a few of our customers, for water and wastewater, we have like your rainwater, sugar, Vevilovo, metals and mining. We've got Anglo American and De Beers using our PCS7. Breweries, SAB, Food and Bev, Unilever, Cement, NPC, Cement. In this slide, you'll see the advancement that have been ever since we introduced PCS7 from 1997, and we're currently sitting in version 9.0. And this was actually our Profinet solution to our customers, because we've introduced our ET200 SPHA, which is Profinet. We can use Profinet, and also our compact field unit, which actually allows for Profinet to be transferred to our Profibus PA field devices. Looking at our architecture, so our architecture is, you can adapt it to any plant size or plant requirements, and these are the components of it. You have our engineering system where you can use to configure your hardware and also do your where you can program your project. And then you have operator system where you can, so the engineering system, your plant engineer can work on that. So you configure hardware, you do also programming. And you also have operator system, which is your client. You can do you can control your process there. You also have archiving and reporting. So basically we use our always servers for short-term archiving. And we also have the process historian, which is for long-term archiving and reporting. So with that, you can actually have your data from back then, historical data and current one. You can compare the two because when you do the extract, it comes in a web format thingy in a table, so you can. It's easy for decision making because you can compare the two and decide what you can do with the information. And we also have plant asset management. That's for maintenance and servicing of all your process automation down to the plant level. And we've got our hardware components, which are AS, or AS being your PLC. And for PCS7, we only use the S7400. It's the only PLC that's compatible with our PCS7. Moving on next, so in our engineering system, we use a software called Semantic Manager to configure and engineer all the plant requirements. And these are the components of it. So we're going to start there by CFC, which is your continuous function chart. So basically with PCS7, you get the blocks already pre-configured and tested. So say you have a valve in your project, so you just look for the template with the valve and then you can use it. It's configured, it's tested, and just you don't have to create your own blocks. We also have CFC, that's your sequential function chart. That's mostly used in the discontinuous processes, and we also have the libraries. So PCS7 have the pre-configured libraries also that are designed or tailor-made for a certain industry. So for your cement application, you just look for the library that can work in the industry. Pre-configured, tested. And we also have WinCC. So our WinCC is not only for your operators viewing, we also have standalone editors where you can see your alarm logging, tag logging, user administrator, user archives, and the on. And also with add-on to PCS7, we've got semantic batch that basically for your recipe applications, like your breweries, because you have a recipe in place and then you plug it in and then it does that application. And also have the root control, which is for, which also called the navigation system. And we have semantic PDM, which is our device management, or manager rather. Maintenance station. So here it helps, say, from your, say, like there's a cut maybe in your in network, or maybe there's a device that went faulty. So the operator station, there will be a fault that's been displayed, so at least you know what to do and where you can go and sort it out. And also we have the PDM, which actually it allows you to do parameter assignment, and it's not only for Siemens field devices, but then any other manufacturer you can easily access editor using one uniform interface for all stuff. And then moving along to our hardware, for PCS7, as I mentioned earlier, we use only the S7400 PLCs, and we've got a controller designed for any application, being small or a big one. But being our smallest one, it's the CPU410E. We can do up to 200 PO process objects, and then we have our CPU410 like this for your bigger scale application or projects, and then we have 410 SIS. And then this our hardware component that was introduced with our latest software version 9.0. We've got ET200SPHA that you can use in a hazardous environment, and also our CFU. So normally our process field devices, it's only Profibus PA, and now Profinet is the in thing. So this actually allows for Profinet down to the fit level, and then it connects to the Profibus PA devices. And yeah, so that's actually bringing us to the end of the DCS7 segment, which is our DCS solution. Do you guys have any? Oh, just before I can continue, because this is actually a bit broader than this. Should you need training or like presentation in that, you can always come with our equipment softwares, and then we can have like a training. So if you need that, you can always speak to Sheena, and then it can be arranged. Yeah. Any questions, guys? Okay. Lee?
This is our portfolio on the low voltage side. We've got all the switching, protecting, detecting, command, and safety side. Even engineering, our products can be integrated into our Tier 8 portal, as Kaden has mentioned earlier. So for the switching and starting devices, we've got our contactors for your direct online starting. We've got soft starters. We've got all the solid state relays on the switching for certain applications, and we also have like a hybrid technology for their starters. So all that portfolio, we've got 3 ranges of hybrid technology, whereby we've got our compact starters, which are available only up to 3 kilowatts. For small motors, we always recommend 3RM starters because of the spacing, and they are very compact design, and they've got variable kilowatt rating, so you can take it from maybe 0.2 to a certain rating. So it's not just like one starter for one certain motor, so we've got a very variable rating for that. And we also have like ET200SP motor starters. They are also available up to 7 kilowatt. So these starters also, they are also integrated into our ET200 stations, like your remote IO stations for easier communications and diagnosis. And our source data range. So section is an old picture. We have a latest source data range, and some of you have already seen in our bus. It's a big starter, dark gray. So that's a latest source data that was launched last year. Going further, okay, this is just an overview to show you like the difference between like your compact starter and just your normal direct online starter, whereby you've got your motor protector breaker together with your contactor. As you can see, you've got 3 starters that you can actually start them like about certain, I think 25 amps, that you can just use one motor starter to power all of them. So these starters are also advantageous by you use one link modules that you can power all of them. Instead of using all different wires, then you can just power each motor individually. So it's very compact, space saving, and simple wiring, and easy to do your diagnosis. And also have a spot swap for should any one of the motors that I have failed. You don't have to disconnect everything, just one motor that's connected to that power motor starter, and you just replace it with the other one. And this is like use ET200 motors that are also same as the 3M compact starters. Easy wiring, very compact and easy to integrate into our TI portal. Soft starters, we have like a mid-range of a soft starter, starting from the very small ones, our 3W30s, which are just 2-phase control. This one we still have to have like an external contactor, and we have like an overload relay. They don't have an integrated overload. So we also have a range of 3W40s. Also, they are 2-phase controls, so we have to have an external contactor also for that. Going further, we've got 3W52s and the 55. Those are 3-phase control and have integrated bypass contactor. For different applications, as you can see, for like your basic starting or your high feature starting or your general and basic purposes, or maybe for heavy duty load, you go for the 3W55 because of the power ratings. And they are available up to 1,200 kilowatts on the inside the LTAP connection, or inline direction is just up to 710. Modular configuration. This is a simple way of like reducing wiring of all your starters in the cabinet. If I can go further, this is like a conventional design whereby you see the wiring is just a load and this during like maybe fault finding, can't like take time to check which one is at fault. But with the modular design, all the the starters are connected to your interlink modules, which is making it easier for you to do your fault findings.